What are your thoughts and beliefs on intelligent life beyond Earth? Are we alone in the universe, or is this video being transmitted via alien satellite waves to an extraterrestrial civilization? It's a debate that will likely go on forever, but we can at least have fun with it while we can. For instance, we dug up 10 of the strongest signs that aliens exist and have compiled them for your viewing pleasure. I wonder if aliens would subscribe to our channel or hit the bell to be notified of future videos. I'm sure they'd leave a comment with well wishes to us Earthlings, and at the very least would thumbs up a video that they enjoyed. Number 10. Anonymous said so. Back in June of 2017, global hacking collective Anonymous released a video that claimed NASA was going to be releasing concrete evidence supporting the existence of aliens. The 12.5-minute video detailed the space organization's findings over the past year, including the discovery of Earth-like planets. Some sources, like Popular Science, believe Anonymous was speaking out of line, having misjudged comments made by NASA's Associate Administrator for the Science Mission Directorate, Thomas Zurbuchen. If you ask us, sounds like someone paid Popular Science to denounce the claims. What's more convincing than that? Number 9. Dust organisms from the International Space Station. Pulled straight from the International Space Station in mid-2017, dust was found to have collected what was believed to be living organisms. Russian scientists attested that the living creatures could be a form of plankton or algae. The Russian space agency Roscosmos refuted any claims they originated from Earth, stating, "The comet dust that settles on the ISS surface may contain a biogenic substance of extraterrestrial origin in its natural form," though they said it in Russian, which sounds more believable. Number 8. Planets found with water. One of the cornerstones of the creation of life is water. Earth has made massive amounts of water, leading to the abundance of life. Other planets, such as Mars, have been found with traces of water, which leads to the belief that they're prime for extraterrestrial organisms. When it comes to hunting down signs of life on distant planets, astronomers have typically played it safe. They've looked for Earth-sized planets with Earth-like surface temperatures and Earth-like atmosphere. But now, a team of researchers from the University of Cambridge have identified a new class of habitable planets that could change the game completely. Dubbed Hycean planets, meaning hot ocean-covered planets with hydrogen-rich atmospheres, the newly identified exoplanets are far greater in number and easier to spot than Earth-like planets. Along with Mars, a liquid ocean is said to have been found on Europa, a moon of Jupiter, and water traces have been discovered on Saturn's moons Titan and Enceladus and Venus. Number 7. Trace elements indicative of organic life. In 2003 and 2004, traces of sulfur and methane were discovered on Europa and Mars respectively. The sulfur of Europa is believed to have connections to underground colonies of bacteria and is a byproduct and waste of the existence of those colonies. The methane found in Mars' atmosphere is thought to have a similar origin as a large quantity of methane in Earth's atmosphere, originating from the waste of bacteria and other living organisms. 6. The age of DNA. Studies of DNA and its ability to become more complex have led to the belief that DNA may actually be older than Earth itself. So, where did it come from? Former Associate Director of National Intelligence Eric Hasseltine, based on evidence procured by Dr. Alexei Sharov, that just the existence of DNA is proof that aliens are out there. DNA is like a toolkit that stores and transmits vital information passed from a living organism to its offspring. The molecule's ingredients, called nucleotides, are 4 components coiled in a double helix called adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine. But as researchers debate which molecules to look for, recent work suggests casting a broader net. In 2019, for instance, a team of synthetic biologists showed that the 4-molecule genetic code that describes all known life on Earth isn't the only group of molecules that could support evolution. In fact, according to Sharov's estimates, DNA is about 5 billion years older than Earth. That's a conundrum. If DNA is alien in origin but common on Earth, is it still alien? 5. Military pilot sightings. Let's be real. Either aliens exist or the armed forces really need to screen their pilots better. As recently as December 20th, 2017, pilots have been touting UFO sightings. That specific sighting came from a U.S. Navy pilot, David Fravor, who was confident enough to retell his 2004 experience. Describing the object as white and oblong, Fravor is just one of the dozens of pilots that believe they were visited by otherworldly aircraft. 4. The Madonna with St. Giovannino painting. Also known as the UFO painting, this classic 15th century art has a rather peculiar addition to it that doesn't seem to fit in with the antiquated setting. The focus of the painting is intended to be Madonna with an infant Jesus and St. John, but a nondescript man seemingly shielding his eyes in the background garners a bit more attention. Then, you see what he may be shielding his eyes against, a strange object, one that someone may describe as unidentified and flying, though some claim it is an illuminated cloud that explanation isn't necessarily damaging to ancient proof of extraterrestrials. 3. Signals from space. In 2007, Duncan Lorimer from West Virginia University was scouring through historical records from the Parkes radio telescope in Australia when he happened upon an irregularity, a signal nothing he and his colleagues had recognized as normal. At first, it was believed to be an anomaly, a hiccup that hadn't been repeated and therefore inconsequential. But when Lorimer went public with the discovery, he found that similar signals had been recorded by the Arecibo radio telescope in Puerto Rico. The signal wasn't man-made, leading some to wonder who was responsible for it. In another major discovery, scientists received radio signals from distant planets outside our solar system. The Dutch Low-Frequency Array, the world's most powerful radio antenna, received this signal. According to scientists, distant stars have been sending radio signals suggesting the presence of hidden planets around them. The team also said the new technique can prove to be significant for radio astronomy and may lead to the discovery of planets throughout the galaxy. The new technique also hinted at the possibility of life in the system, which remains the biggest question in astronomy. Are we alone? 2. The Vatican knows. Edgar Mitchell, an Apollo 14 astronaut, had allegedly reached out to John Podesta, advisor to Presidents Clinton and Obama, hoping to speak with him on the topic of alien life. The email sent from Mitchell to Podesta was never publicly revealed until it was hacked in 2016. According to the emails, the topics Mitchell hoped to touch on were run-of-the-mill political conversations like the Vatican's wealth of knowledge for the existence of alien life. Mitchell was dead set on believing that the Vatican was aware of extraterrestrial intelligence. 1. Primitive organisms on Mars. In a report filed by NASA, a research team involving scientists from Johnson Space Center were said to have been working an investigation on the claim of primitive life on Mars. The catalyst? The discovery of an ancient Martian rock that fell to Earth as a meteorite. According to the researchers, the rock was believed to contain organic molecules more than 3.6 billion years old. The meteorite in question had escaped from Mars 16 million years ago when an asteroid or comet collided with the planet and blasted out a crater. The 2-kilogram fragment of Martian rock then moved in an elliptical orbit around the Sun until it was swept up by the Earth about 13,000 years ago. It landed in glacial Antarctica, where it remained until 1984 when a meteorite hunting party picked it up in the Allen Hills. The specimen was designated ALH 84001. At first, no one suspected that it came from Mars. About 10 years later, scientists examined it more closely and found that it was not an ordinary meteorite, but one of the so-called SNC meteorites, which comes from Mars. Meteorites of this class all contain traces of gas having a composition identical to the Martian atmosphere. Each of the dozen other SNC Martian meteorites then known had crystallized within the last 1.3 billion years after Mars had become a frozen desert. But this meteorite was over 4 billion years old and had presumably existed at a time when liquid water was common on the surface of Mars. Liquid water is essential to life as we know it. For that reason, this meteorite attracted the attention of McKay and his team, who thought that the rock might preserve microscopic and chemical evidence of ancient life on Mars. Biological activity and even the imprints of microscopic fossils were said to have been uncovered in the strange space rock. Well, that's proof enough for us. ET is out there, folks. ET is out there. So, be good. Thanks for watching. So what are your thoughts on these mind-blowing observations? Do you think there could be an extraterrestrial life somewhere out there in the cosmos? Let us know in the comments below. That's all in today's video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content like this, and turn on the notifications to never miss any exciting updates.